Hi guys, just Joey here. Lovely to see you again. Today we're going to be talking about eyebrows. Now this is something that is quite new to me. I've only been doing it for about the last year, and it's something that I think has really transformed the look of my face when I go out. And I now do it pretty much every day, and it's something that even when I'm wearing really minimal makeup I do as well. If you have a look at women in magazines, something that I've noticed is that they always have very groomed eyebrows. It really does frame the face, and it does finish off your look. Even if you've got really nicely done eyes and lips, if you've got scruffy brows, it just doesn't make the look, your whole look doesn't look polished and finished. So let's get on with it. Let's put my hair behind my ears, get it out of the way. I have a little mirror to the side here, so if I'm looking to the side, that is why. And I'm just going to show you a few products that I have to help. Now, there's a choice of products, but the one thing that you will need is a spoolie. This is it, a spoolie brush. You can get these attached to things that you can buy already, but basically you just need to give your eyebrows a little bit of a groom, and you're always going to be brushing them upwards. Now, when you look at your eyebrows, I don't know if you can see here, but I've actually got a little bit of a gappy bit here, and that's where I tend to focus filling in, because when my eyebrows go flat, as you can see, it gives an uneven line on the top. So the products that I've been using recently are two products actually. One is from Billion Dollar Brow, but you can get these all over the place. It's a brow powder, but you can use a brown or sort of light coloured eyeshadow. You don't have to buy a specific one. This is just waterproof, so it doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't budge when you put it on. So I use that. And my most recent purchase, which is one that I'm absolutely adoring, is from Charlotte Tilbury, and it's their eyebrow pencil. So it actually has an end on it, I don't know if you can see that, where you can draw. Now this is sort of a flat one, which is really excellent because it makes it easier for drawing around, and at the other end it has a lovely spoolie brush as well, so I'll show you that in a second. So to start off with, I give my eyebrows a bit of a brush, make sure they're all in the same direction. And I think what we'll do today is I'll do this eyebrow and then we can see the comparison with the other one. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of the eyebrow powder, and I've used this brush for absolutely ages, so that I've actually sellotaped a spoolie brush on the end to make it easier for me when I'm doing it. So there we go, I put a little bit on and literally just brush it in to your eyebrow and fill in all those gaps. So I said about the gap here, I'm going to focus there with quite a bit of it. Now, just so you know, I don't usually do my eyebrows quite as dark as I will do them in this video, but it's solely for the purposes that you guys can see it and see the difference. So I'm actually putting on a little bit more product than I normally would. So there we go. And I'm going to brush a little bit more at the front here. There we go. So you can actually build up your eyebrows into a shape that perhaps they weren't originally. So at the front, obviously being quite gentle with it here, because you don't want a big fat line. I'm just sort of dabbing it where I want it so that it looks like I've got a slightly fuller brow than I actually have. And your best bet, if you do want to thicken your brows, is to go upwards and only fill a tiny little bit in underneath, because it notices a bit more. And you can always brush your eyebrow hairs upwards to cover what you've done. Right, so there we go, that's one done. And then what I would normally use is an eyebrow gel. Now you can get clear ones. This one actually has a little bit of colour in it, and this one is the Maybelline Brow Drama in dark blonde, and it's quite unique because it has a blobby little brush at the end. Like that, which you would think, oh dear, that's not going to work, but actually it just grabs hold of all those little hairs and just deposits a little bit of colour. Now, if you get what I've just got here, where it's deposited some colour on some ones that I don't want, you just literally just give it a little bit of a wipe. I'm actually in the process of trying to grow my brows a little bit at the front, you can see there, so some of the hairs it's catching are very short ones, and in fact after putting that on, I realise I need a little bit more of the powder at the front here. So I'm just going to go back in and fill that in so that it looks natural. So here we go. Almost there. So really, I mean, obviously I'm taking a little bit of time over this so that you guys can see exactly how it's done, but in the mornings I would literally just whack that on in 2 seconds. So obviously that is a very strong brow that I've done there. I normally wouldn't have it as dark as that, obviously, because it doesn't really suit, but you can see the difference between the thickness of that brow and how sort of plump it looks and the one on this side. Now on this side what I'm going to do is do the same thing, but I'm going to use the pencil. And as I said, I've got the Charlotte Tilbury one, and I didn't show you before. This one was a very good one actually, and I can't think who it was from actually. Oh, Rimmel. Rimmel has got one. This is just a blonde one with a little brush on the end so you can do it, and then you've got your pencil on the end, which I did use for years honestly, but I've been using this one. So I use the Charlotte Tilbury one, give them a little bit of a brush and fill it in. Now I'll do this one more as I would do my normal, and literally you can see how easy it is. It's basically a pen that's almost like a an eyeshadow pen in a way, but it's so simple to use. I just absolutely love it. Sorry if I'm raving, guys, but it's literally the thing that I go to most days to fill my brows in. So let's see in the mirror where I need a bit more. I need a bit more at the front here. And I think we're almost there. So that's a bit more of a natural brow on that side. And some days I put the Brow Drama coloured mascara on the top of it, and some days I don't. So just so you can see, obviously I look a bit freakish now because I've got one big eyebrow and one natural, but I think you can tell from that it does sort of frame the face, and if I sort of cover it up, that looks very polished and perhaps a little bit overdone, but you know, going out for a night out maybe you'd want that. And this side eyebrow, a bit more of a natural one, but obviously a natural but even and filled in one. So hopefully that will help you, and hopefully the products I've used will help you. There's one final tip that you can do, and it's to do with your makeup. Now obviously my eyebrows don't have a very defined arch. You can tell where your arch is going to be, if I can find something that's straight. Your arch is meant to be when you're looking dead straight forward from the corner of your nose, go right across your eyeball, and that is where, now I'm looking at the camera now so I'm all a bit odd, but basically mine should be about here. You can, if you want, sort of brush your hairs so that they go a bit more like that and brush down. But another trick is to get something lighter, like I've got a concealer pen here, and just draw it underneath where the arch is. Now this must be lighter than your current skin colour, so, and then just blend it in, and it just basically makes it look like you've got a higher arch than you have. So you can just sort of blend that in like that, and you could also, if you wanted, if you've got some kind of a highlighter powder, you could put a little bit of that there. And if you're really going to the full max and you've got some kind of a shimmery white or light eyeshadow, you could also put a little bit on your corner eye and a little bit on your arch and a tiny little bit on the top, and it just defines the eyebrow and makes it stand out a little bit more. So hopefully that's helped. I look like a freakish, big, one-eyed, big eyebrow person now, but anyway, never mind. Hope it helps you with yours. Do subscribe, like and link, and let me know if there's anything you'd like me to look into. I'm going to be looking into travelling and tanning in my next video, and we'll be talking about products that you can take on a flight with you later down the line as well. So hope you enjoy it all, guys. Lots of love.